toxic trait, disgusting trait. There are some toxic traits you have to watch out for if you're in recovery today. If you're trying to build something in this life, there are some toxic traits that you will find every addict out there with. And if you have a loved one who has such kind of traits, maybe it might be because of addiction. I'm not saying that necessarily because of addiction, but mostly it's out of it. So which are those traits that you have to first work on if you really want to stand strong in recovery? These are traits I had. I mean, the reason as to why I'm including them here is because these are traits I had one day. But it's about going through that painful process of understanding that if I really want to stand out strong and I really want to be happy and I really want to make a meaningful life, I had to quit having these traits. Number one, toxic trait is the complainer. The person who is always complaining. I mean, why am I like this? Why I'm in this life? My wife, my sister, my brother, my husband. I mean, they never take the responsibility of their lives. They're always complaining. They're always, complaining about each and everything. You give them money, you don't give them money. They're always complaining. They never view. When you find yourself in such kind of a point, realize that you're in the destruction road. These are disgusting trait. And the opposite of this is you can be appreciative of what life has, because there is always something to be grateful for. So instead of always complaining, at least be grateful God for whatever you have that He has already blessed you with. Number two toxic trait is the entitled one. The entitled one. If there is one trait with most of the addicts, me included, the past me included, is entitlement. Just because you're my sister, you have to give me money. Just because you're my dad, you have to do this and this. They don't, specifically our siblings don't have the responsibility. Just because you have rich uncles doesn't mean that they have to give you whatever you want. Sometimes life will not give you exactly what you need. Don't be entitled. Specifically, smart people think that because you are smart, everything will work your way. No, because you are smart, because you are talented. And that's why most of the talented and smart people don't make it out of life. I have a video that I showed why smart people fail in recovery. That is one trait, entitlement, thinking that everything will work for you. Sometimes life will not give you what you want. Life is not a bed of roses. Recovery life is not a bed of roses. Sometimes you will lose a job that you thought that you are most qualified, but eventually they found someone who is even more qualified. You will lose people whom you thought they were your boyfriends or they would be married to you, but eventually you lose them. So you have that entitlement. It's a dangerous trait. Number three, toxic trait is a manipulator. If there's one thing that every addict has, is manipulation. A manipulator is and there are examples of manipulator. A manipulator is somebody who gives you ultimatums. If you don't do this and this, I will share a secret of what you told me. That is one of your manipulation. One of your manipulation is complimenting you. Hi, chairman. Chairman, buy us a drink. Chairman. And they know very well if they manipulate you, and every human being wants to feel good. So if I can manipulate you, that is one way of getting money from you, getting a drink from you. So that's a dangerous trait. It's a toxic trait. Stop manipulating people. The other toxic trait is the victim mode. The victim mode. The person who is always the victim. I'm failing, it's because I have no weight. I'm 70, I'm 20 years old, I'm too young for this. Or even saying that this themselves is already an act to me. It's already disgusting when I'm mentioning these things. So if you really want to get to be better in recovery, quit this victim mode. You have always been on beast mode and on mamba mode every day. Quit that victim mode. Another disgusting and toxic trait in recovery is the idler. When you're in addiction, nobody could have employed you, or you are too lazy to even be employed. You're always about taking cut, smoking, drinking all the time. So you're always idling either in town or in the village. You never used to love work. You used to be a thief because you want things to come so easily, specifically if you're a gambler. So if you start idling all the time, eventually, an idler is a devil's workshop. He knows how to use idlers. If you have nothing running in you, you'd rather stay in the house washing clothes that you washed yesterday. Instead of idling around. That's a toxic trait. The other toxic trait is the negative one. The person who is always negative. Those are people you don't even keep around. They never view anything good. They are never optimistic. They lose a job, they have a job. They are always trying to view the negative side of life. They win something, they are always trying to look at the negative side of life. If you have this kind of a mindset, you won't make it in recovery for long. I mean, it's good to be positive. It's good to take to seek perspective. How bad could it have been? Even if you find yourself in a tough situation, always try to look at the brighter side of life, because life is always handled as good things. Sometimes life will throw us punches that we never expected. And the last thing that is a toxic trait and a disgusting one is the blaming one. The person who is always blaming my seniors, blaming my dad, blaming my mom. I mean, one thing you have to understand about life is that whatever is happening in your life may not be your responsibility, but it's your responsibility for what you are going to do with your life from now on. So it might be you lost a job because of your boss, but what you do from there is about you. Do you pick that as a loss and you decide to never ever look for another job, or use that as motivation or redirection from God to give you the job you want? And that is one thing. You see, I don't know whether it's Hermann Hesse, the German guy, who said that it's doing there, the motivational speaker, who said that it's never too late to have a better childhood. You never know. Stop blaming people. Stop asking. Stop complaining about everything, blaming each and every person who comes into your life. That's a dangerous trait. And if you really want to make it in recovery, don't be the person who is always blaming people. Otherwise, I love you all. Keep on keeping on. If you have those traits, or they're starting to develop, or you have someone around you who has such kind of traits, talk to them or give them this video and share it to them. Otherwise, I love you all. Keep on keeping on. You're worth it sober, and you don't know how far that dream is. You might be 3 feet away. You might be 2 feet away. You don't know. You might be 2 days away. You might be 1 year away. So don't give up today. Hi! I hope that video that you just watched inspired you and made you even a better person today. If the video inspired you or made you a better person, how about you like, subscribe, and even share to other people who may be even going through the same situation, or even have loved ones who are going through the same situation. Let's keep on keeping on and make sure that as many people as possible get to be sober and feel how I feel today. Thank you.